key point I took away from what Julia's been talking about is that lack of visibility of universities in civil society. And frankly, how can that be? We are such a huge sector, contribute billions to the UK economy. We employ over 500,000 staff and have over 2.5 million students. As you said, everything we do has an impact. And in my view, everything we do should add value. We also have, in this room, over 10 years of collective experience in public engagement. How can people not know about it? I think there's a failure, frankly, amongst us to actually communicate what we've done. We've done lots of public engagement and very little public relations. We have failed in our sector and within our institutions to convince people that this work is of value. And my challenge to you is that it's now time to do that. But perhaps it's even more challenging now. So I think the golden age of universities is over. Over the last 10 years, we have seen our institutions whittled down. We are fighting for students. Competition is rife between our institutions, and it is harder than ever to collaborate. We're under increasing financial pressure. More and more of our institutions are posting huge deficits. There's pressure on our academic staff who are being asked to do more. There is more regulation, more expectation around compliance. That's creeping into our work. We are being asked to justify what we do over and over instead of actually doing what we do. We're having to do more with less. So we live in uncertain times, as we've already heard. Uncertainty makes people scared, and scared people hold on to the power that they have. We can't allow that to prevent us from doing our work. Maybe making the value of our work can counter that fear. Julia referred to the civil society as being defined as not acting for profit or because the law requires it, but actually when we act out of creativity, anger, principle, and love. Could anything describe our work better? I feel like they could be the founding values for why we all become involved in public engagement. Which of you haven't done something because you've been so infuriated by something you've seen in the communities around your university, or the lack of appetite within your institution to challenge, to make a difference? Who would say they don't have principles that underpin the work that they do? And love. I feel we love our work. Why else would we be here? Of 10 years of fixed-term contracts and a lack of people listening to us. So this describes us. And my call to action is to say that they shouldn't just underpin our values, but our institution's values as well. And I think the time is right for our collective imagination, our collective energy, agency, the wealth of our experience. We need to come together and we need to really challenge our institutions now. We can act as their conscience. Vice-chancellors need us. They are fighting to prove the value of their organisations. The media are taking a pop at everything we do. People need to hear that what we do is of value. We know it is, and we must share it. We must broadcast our work. There is a time for that. So just one more point, which is about silos. So within our own practice, I think we become tied in knots about whether we're doing civic engagement or social engagement or public engagement, and we've seen new narratives creep in. And frankly, I don't care what we call it. Fundamentally, we are all in the same game. We need to support each other and add value to the work that we do. We've been a quiet hope, and it is time to find our voice. Thank you.